What is up, everybody? JD here. Got an exciting one in to look at with you guys. Let's jump into it. All right, guys, we got the Civivi 6 Gill in. This one is a Gavko design. Really glad to see one of these in the budget territory to make it more affordable for folks to get to experience. I did pick the green micarta. I like Civivi's micarta. They do a good job of balancing, having some texture to it, but also being a little bit smoother, not too rough. I think it's a great feel. You also can obviously swap this out for the titanium pocket clip, but it does come with their standard steel fold over pocket clip, which works fantastic and is not a hot spot. But I like that you can upgrade this easily to their titanium, their mill titanium clip. I think that would be really good. You have a thumb stud opener. You do have a crossbar lock. We'll jump into that in just a second. And you have steel liners that are flush and full. They are milled for weight reduction, so it should be a good weight. And you got a really sweet blade shape on this one. Lots of belly here. The forward choil slash edge termination on this one done really well. I think it's the way that it is designed. I like that a ton. You got a nice scallop section here on the drop, and then you got a nice drop point down to an acute tip. The pivot has ceramic bearings and a pocketed washer, and you do have one standoff here in the rear. It is a full 4-finger grip. I do hang off the bat just a little bit, but back, not the bat, off the back just a little bit. But I don't really notice that when it's in the hand. It's just super comfortable, guys. I love the position on this. I can choke up right in front of the first knuckle for me for the choke up, which is fine because that allows me to get into a really nice position for detailed work, detailed cutting. And then the pinch grip on here, I do like to land right in that cutout, and it puts my finger perfect in the position for some detailed work. So let's get it down to the garage and check out how it does. Fantastic edge from the factory, guys, right through that catalog paper. And even though it is a flat grind, not a hollow grind, it has a good blade stock, good edge geometry, and a nice factory edge. So it is slicing through the cardboard, no issues whatsoever in this example. And then, wow, the detailed work, the real ease of which I can get through those cuts on the tabletop with that detail cutting is fantastic. Very, very comfortable throughout. The liners are just ever so slightly proud, but they are chamfered nicely, so it is super comfortable. I like this a lot in the hand. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it because I get from an aesthetics perspective, it may be a little off-putting at first, but like my Padre, like my Hyphen, just really awesome ergonomically. The few Gavko inspired designs that I've been able to experience have been fantastic, whether it's the original Hyphen, the Hyphen XL, or the 6 Gill here. I really like this a lot. I was a little bit worried about this one being a crossbar lock, I'm not going to lie, because the Baby Banter 2 was just garbage for me. But this is done well. It is tuned well. You get just enough resistance to be able to flip it open. I would say this is a little bit lower than the Kaiser clutch lock. It is definitely nowhere near QSP's crossbar lock or CJRB's crossbar lock. I think they actually leapfrogged Kaiser for me. I would put this right below that, and I would probably put it right there with C&B made knives crossbar lock as far as being satisfactory to open, or satisfying to open. Satisfactory, oh my gosh, that sounded so robotic, JD. But it's very satisfying to open, and it is easy to give it a flick and let it rip, and it opens just fine. And then with those ceramic bearings, it closes very easily, and then you can do the old wrist flick like the old bug outs that you see in so many old bug out videos that folks used to love to do with that one. But it works very well. I haven't disassembled or cleaned this one yet, but it is my knife, and it is a crossbar lock. I do want to test it. All right. We're going to reset that lock because it is an accidental spine whack. Nice. Nice. Very solid. Again, didn't even have to take it apart to clean it. So no oil or debris seemingly on that lock, and no stick, no play up and down or side to side. And again, I've had it for a little while, been able to use it. Again, you saw I did some test cutting with it. This has been a fun, affordable knife. Probably one of my more recent favorite affordable knives, probably since the Pyrite Light has come out, that I really like. I like this one a lot. I know budget knives don't usually hang around for a long time on the channel, but the Pyrite Light has, just because of the impact that it has made on me. And I think the 6 Gill is going to hang out for a little while. Very happy with this one. Very excited about it. Man, just really impressive. Let's do some size comparisons, weigh it, and then we'll give it a score. All right, so for size comparisons, I went a little bit different this time. I went with some knives that it kind of competes with in my mind in my collection. So the Manix 2 lightweight is something that I feel like this kind of competes with, along with the Manix 2. I'm repeating myself. Lord have mercy. The WE-XL with that hollow grind, not as slicey as the -XL, but definitely very competitive with the Spyderco 2 Manix 2 lightweight. This is a little bit less of a tall grind, but it's still very slicey, not quite as an acute tip as the Manix 2 lightweight. So the Manix 2 is going to outperform it, but it gives me those vibes, kind of feels like that when I'm using it. So I really do appreciate it from that perspective. Let's do a couple more. All right, for my folks that like their modern traditionals, here is the Kentucky Hollerjack, and then I like to do a small multi-tool with the Power Pint here from SOG. I really like these size comparisons to kind of give you an idea of what it would look like in a potential companion carry and multi-tool loadout. And there it is with the Power Pint open. Let's do a couple more items, and then we'll grab the scale. A couple of common items in my particular EDC is going to be the titanium mini thin bolt action from Tactile Turn and the Raylight Land Apple. Again, this will just give you an idea, if you carry a loadout like this, what it's going to be like size wise. Let's grab the scale and check the weight on this one. All right, scale out. Let's cut her on. I think I scratched my lens there a little bit. If I had to guess, I'm thinking 3.8. What? 3.3. Definitely lighter than I thought. It just feels heavy around the pivot, I think, because of the crossbar lock. But man, 3.3. I guess that's right. It doesn't feel terribly heavy. I wasn't insinuating that. I just thought with that crossbar lock it was going to be heavy. But apparently they did enough milling on the scales here to cut a lot of that weight out. All right, guys, time for final thoughts and impressions. I do grade on a scale of 1 to 10. However, knives that are budget friendly with budget friendly materials like Nitro V steel and micarta with all steel hardware, even though it does have ceramic bearings in the pivot, that is going to cap at a 7. So a 7 would be the highest and best score that a budget knife could get. What goes into that? It goes price, aesthetics, ergos, performance, and then of course the looks of the knives. And I said that in the beginning. I said aesthetics. I love the fact that it has a reversible clip and it is an ambidextrous lock. It's going to be easy for lefties to use when you flip this clip. It is really well done. I wish that the Baby Banter 2 was this impressive with their crossbar lock. This one is solid, right? It's a good lock. Ergonomically, very comfortable. As I mentioned earlier, you can choke up. Nitro V is a solid budget steel. I know aesthetically this is probably not going to be for everyone. I think it's a cool looking knife. I think it's awesome in the hand for sure. And I think the price is fair for everything that you're getting here from Civivi with a very solid fit and finish. And it, again, it's checking all the boxes in that budget knife territory. Pocket clip works well. As I mentioned earlier, is reversible and will accept their titanium pocket clip if you wanted to dress this one up a little bit. I think on this one, for me, I am probably going to go a 6.7. 6.7 feels right. Like, it's a really solid knife. There's a lot of perfection here. I don't know that there's much else they could have done to improve upon this other than giving us a little bit more variety. It's usually black G10, green micarta, and then one other variant that Civivi's doing, and they kind of are rinsing and repeating on that. Every once in a while on a popular model, you'll see some clear acrylic scales, or you'll see some PEI or Ultim, whatever you would like to call it. You know, at one point for a little bit, they were doing like this Shred G10, which was nice, a little bit different and fun to see from them. I don't know if that's expensive or hard to get and it's limited, but it would be nice to kind of see that. And then CJRB has done some interesting stuff, and you can see here QSP offering it as well. And I don't think it's terribly expensive when they're doing these type of handle materials. So you could get some interesting stuff on there and some combination of things done on there with the fit and finish. I think that would, you know, make it hard to pass in some instances. But all in all, I'm really happy with the 6 Gill. I was on the fence when I picked it up, but handling it and seeing that they can do a good job with their crossbar lock and how nice it's fit and finish. Again, I forget Civivi's, you know, really one of the top fit and finish budget friendly knives that are out there, and I kind of forget that when I don't handle one for a little while. So I was super glad I picked this one up. They did a good job. Easy recommendation. It'll be linked in the description, and that affiliate link will help the channel if you do decide to use it. That is totally up to you. Special shout out and thank you to channel members who keep ongoing memberships. That does help the channel tremendously and allows me to be able to pick stuff up like this to be able to review and share with you. That's it for me, guys. I'm out of here. I hope all of you have a fantastic week. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.